So beginner PLL is the last step in beginner CFOP, and it basically solves the entire cube. It comes right after OLO, right after you orient the last layer, and it basically will solve all the edges or corners. So for beginner PLO, it's basically called 2-look PLO because in the first case you could have two different algorithms that will then lead you on into having enough cases, a number of different cases to solve the entire cube. For the first look of beginner PLL, there are two possible cases you could have. You could have two corners that have the same color on both sides, or you can have one that doesn't have that. So if you have one like this, to where I have two colors on the same sides, and it doesn't matter what side it's on, it could be on this side, it really doesn't matter. But since I had this, it's going to be what we call a T-Perm. And basically what that is when you put the two corners that are have the two color facing the same direction, and you put those on the left side, and you do this algorithm. So it's R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, R, and then we're going to go U prime, R prime, and then we're going to go U prime, R, U, R prime, and F prime. And that is going to give us the first step of a 2-look PLL. So the other possible case that you can get in the first look of beginner PLL is when there are no corners that match the same color on the same side. So if this is the case, then you're gonna want to do this algorithm. So it's F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, and F prime. And that will let you go on into the second look of beginner PLL. Okay, so after we do the first look, then we're going to go ahead and move on into the second look. So the possible cases for you to get here are none of the edge pieces are in the correct spot, but all the corners are. And so for this case, I noticed that this corner needs to go here, and this corner needs to go here. And so basically the fastest way I figure out where each piece needs to go is what is over here and where is that color. So like here I have blue, and there I have blue, and there's red, and there's red. So this tells me that I need these two to swap and these two to swap. So that algorithm is M, U prime, M2, U prime, M2, U prime, M, U2, M2, and then you can easily go ahead and finish off the cube. Okay, so this next case is kind of like the one we just did, and it's where none of the edges are solved. But I noticed here that the edges that need to be swapped are directly opposite of each other. So like here I have orange, and here I have red, and here I have green, and here I have blue. So this algorithm is very similar to the last one. It uses M moves as well. So this one is M2, we're gonna go U prime, then M2, and then U2, M2, and then U, M2. And that will go ahead and solve the cube. Okay, so we have here this next case, and it's when this edge, and we have this fully solved like area on the back, and so you want to hold the fully solved area right there on the back. And then for this one, I noticed that this red piece needs to go here, this blue piece needs to go here, and this orange piece needs to go here. So this algorithm, there are multiple ways to do this algorithm, but I'm going to be showing you the easy one. So we're going to do R2 and then U, and we're going to go R, U, R prime, U prime. You go R prime, U, prime, R prime, and then we're going to go U and R prime, and that's going to solve the cube. The final one is very similar to that last one, except on this side, we don't have the opposite color, and it's on this side instead. So right here, I noticed that this edge needs to go over here, this edge needs to go to here, and this edge needs to go to here. So this algorithm is very similar. We're gonna do R, U prime, and then R, U, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, and then U prime, in R2, and that is going to finally finish the entire cube. So after that step, that is all of the beginner CFOP, and be used as a more advanced method to solve the cube faster.